Welcome to another edition of Beer and Cigarettes Radio. I'm your host, Nova, and I'm joined once again by your other host, Sean.
Sean, I am here. How's it going?
And Blaine.
Yo ho!
Hey,
We're getting a bit We're getting a bit weird tonight as we discuss our memories, experiences, and theories from a place we affectionately call Ghost Road. But first, some news.
Hold on. That's where we get weird? Have you heard the rest of our shows?
Sean's got a point.
Like,
Indeed, he
well,
does.
Sean, we haven't had a
it's
a
a
leather
different
episode yet.
It's a different kind of weird, you know? Sort of. I mean, we did talk about shadow people, though. But we digress. First, we're going to get into some news, and then, in about 15 minutes, the Apocalypse Minute with Sean and Blaine here. So let's get to it. Demonoid has been busted. According to torrentfreak.com, the giant torrent tracker and search site has been seized by the Ukraine government. Torrent Freak said in a news article, the DDoS was just the beginning. The site has been busted by the authorities. Kolokol is the largest data center in Ukraine and a place that has been Demonoid's home in recent years. But in the middle of last week, in the wake of the DDoS attack, government investigators arrived at Kolokol to shut Demonoid down. Investigators have copied all the information from the servers Demonoid and sealed them. An anonymous Kolokol source confirmed. Some equipment was not seized, but now it doesn't work, and we were forced to terminate the agreement of the site. However, although the server and databases that Demonoid used for all of its information keeping are in the hands of the authorities, its admin does not seem to be in custody. This attack on Demonoid has been rumored to be a gesture of friendliness toward the U.S., and according to torrentfreak.com again, quote, a source inside the Interior Ministry has informed Commerçant that the raid on Demonoid was timed to coincide with the very first trip of Deputy Prime Minister Valerie, some name I can't really pronounce, trip to the United States. Huh?
Koroshkovsky.
Yeah, I can't pronounce that. Of
Well,
course, this is all on the agenda, copyright infringement. Piracy aside, is there a bigger issue here, you guys? Should the U.S. be able to enforce its laws in lands where those laws should be meaningless?
Can I point out one thing real quick? And I don't mean to say I told you so, but last week when we were talking about the DDoS attack, did I not say that it could be a government thing?
yeah, I assumed you were implying it was our government.
True. Very true. But it was a government attack. It just wasn't ours.
We'll say we're both right.
All right, fair enough. At any rate, absolutely there's a huge issue. The United States is not the world police.
I agree.
Go ahead, Sean.
Technically, we didn't force them to do it. They did it on their own. They made the law to do it.
But technically,
This is true.
Demonoid servers weren't even violating local Ukraine laws. In fact, the URLs were completely blocked from Ukraine citizens.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
So that's interesting. In any case, you can bet that if the owner of the site is still around, Demonoid's going to reemerge. He's probably got backups and stuff.
However, if the Ukraine government seized the servers and all the information and whatnot, and they weren't breaking any Ukraine law, wouldn't that be a violation of some sort of, their version of the Constitution or whatever have you?
I think so,
Stop
but
state kind of thing?
I'm sure that they could come up with something,
I'm not really
Some
well
loophole.
versed in Ukrainian law here, so
Yeah.
Neither am I. Well, so the Dark Knight Rises is nearing the 1 billion worldwide mark, and apparently President Obama really loves Anne Hathaway's performance as Catwoman.
Well, she was pretty great, let's be honest.
Yeah. Oh, Sean, you may find this one interesting. Wanted 2 has been announced.
Christ almighty.
For a movie or comic?
Movie.
I'd be that's what I like the first one. It was entertaining to a point. But man, that comic is awful.
Yeah, I really didn't like it either. I mean, the movie was okay. What's funny is Angelina Jolie was actually contracted for Wanted 2, and she refused.
Well, also, last I checked, she took a bullet to the brain in the first one.
No, yeah,
Yeah, that's a good fucking
Kind of
point.
ruined your chances for the sequel, don't you think?
yeah, probably.
She's coming back as a ghost.
All right, so
Those
okay.
flashback scenes.
Oh yeah, they could have flashbacks.
I'll
Yeah.
unless it's done like frickin' Liam Neeson in Dark Knight Rises. I don't know, because that was actually one of the few scenes that was pretty great.
That could kind of fit Wanted too, in all honesty.
Very
know.
damn true.
All right, well, Connecticut town wants to take away a family's rabbit. This
The
is
fuck?
news. Yeah, I'm serious. The town of North Haven is trying to get a family to get rid of their pet. Get this. The Linsky family has been told that it's illegal to keep Sandy, their giant 20-pound Flemish rabbit. According to
That's a
an
big
old...
fucking.
Yeah, that is a big fucking rabbit.
That's a lot of meat.
Rabbit.
Sorry, Sean.
Barbecue.
One big ass 20-pound rabbit.
Yeah.
Well,
How
according
possible?
to an old ordinance, rabbits of Sandy's size are considered livestock and have to be kept on property that's 2 acres or larger. The Linskys have been served a cease and desist order to surrender the animal for not meeting the land requirements. The family plans on fighting the town's demands since they believe that Sandy, who spends most of her time in her hutch, obviously, isn't a danger to any residents. Just don't put your fingers next to her mouth.
Well,
The
one
Lins-
they're not-
Yeah. The Linskys have cared for their bunny for 3 years, and their daughter, Caden, sees the animal as a best friend. They feel that the rabbit is part of the family. Caden's father, Joshua Linsky, assures that they're not trying to cause trouble. They just want to protect their pet and their rights, live in peace, and pay their taxes. What has the world come to when towns start taking away our helpless bunny rabbits? On the other hand, maybe the bunny probably needs a treadmill.
I think the bunny needs a spit and a big fire.
Have you ever had
And
rabbit?
I need a new pair of boots. Come on, people.
Personally, I have not had rabbit, so...
I haven't
not
one.
bad.
So. They're not hard to take care of.
No, I mean, rabbit is in food.
That's what I said. Rabbits aren't hard to take care of.
Ah,
That's
Well,
true.
moving
They're
on.
really easy to skin, really easy to gut, and very awesome to cook.
We're going to get a lot of angry emails about that. You're talking about hurting rabbits.
I would be more than happy to be the recipient of our first hate mail.
All right. Well, son of Sam laments gun violence and prays for his victims. Yeah. The notorious, infamous serial killer that shot and killed 6 people in New York City regrets the recent gun violence that's taken place all over the U.S. and now prays for his victims. According to an exclusive interview with the New York Daily News, David Berkowitz, also known as the son of Sam, said, Berkowitz, whatever.
There you go.
Quote, society is to take the glory out of guns. Young people have no business carrying a gun. This coming from a man that shot 13 people during a 13-month shooting spree in the 1970s, killing 6 people. He stalked and preyed on young women from July 1976 until his arrest in August of 1977. He
Wait,
later
can I say this guy
Yeah, go
has
for
no
it.
cred, whatever.
apparently,
He only shot
Hey,
one
hey.
person a month for 13 months
Hey, wait a
and only
minute.
killed 6. This is
Wait
a
a-
shitty serial killer.
Wait a minute, Blake.
I want to hear from
He's-
Bess,
he's-
all right?
But wait a minute. He's a born-again Christian in prison.
Of course, they all are, aren't they?
Yeah, it's real easy to find God in prison. Because in prison, honestly, you either find God, you find a gang, you find drugs. You know,
Yeah.
Or you become someone's bitch.
sometimes it goes hand in hand, I'm assuming. But the general rule, from my understanding from people I've spoken to with long rap sheets, is that once you find God, quote unquote, in prison, you get left alone.
I don't
Now,
know.
if you're
I
not,
think it would be an interesting, reversal if the priest was getting stooped by his cellmate.
actually, that did happen once. A priest, a Catholic priest, was put into a cell with a gentleman who'd been in the system for many years, and nobody did any back check. And basically, the next day, the priest was dead. Come to find out, it was one of the. He was put in with a guy who was an altar boy who got stooped by that priest when he was a child.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's sort of,
How's that for ironic justice?
Well, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Well, dozens have been arrested in a crackdown on a California gang. You guys might have heard about what happened in Anaheim, California. Federal agents and police were targeting a violent street gang swept through a Southern California neighborhood on Friday. The same place where earlier police resulted in violent protests. They killed a bunch of people. These federal, state, and local agents raided 54 locations in Anaheim and in LA County, arresting 33 people to end a year-long investigation of the East Side Anaheim gang. 20 to 25 people were already incarcerated, and several more were still at large. But according to authorities, some of these raids concentrated on a poor, mainly Latino neighborhood known as Anna Drive, where gang activity has been on the rise recently. This is the same place where police shot and killed Manuel Diaz, a reputed gang member who was allegedly armed on July 21st. The next night, police shot and killed suspect gang member Joel Acevedo after he reportedly shot another. Acevedo, whatever. Shut up.
Jesus.
Let me read things.
It's the one thing he's good at. Let's let him do it.
Reads like he spells.
Poorly.
I spell fine, dumbass.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You have spell check.
Yeah. I've seen his handwritten stuff. Without
No, you
spell
haven't.
check, you're useless, Nova. I'm sorry.
No, you haven't. When have you seen any of my handwritten stuff? Ever.
The 6 months we lived together in housing?
Okay, that was a long time ago.
Come see, come saw.
Anyway. The NASA Morpheus craft exploded at Kennedy Space Center. NASA's experimental Green Lantern crashed during its first free flight test just this past week on August 9th, my birthday, causing a massive fireball explosion when it collided with the ground. Fortunately, the lander was unmanned. One day, the Morpheus lander was going to be able to deliver payloads to the moon and other solar system bodies. When asked about the incident, NASA officials stated that the vehicle experienced a hardware component failure, which prevented maintaining stable flight. No one was hurt, and KSC fire personnel quickly put out the fire. Apparently, engineers are looking into the incident. Makes you wonder if SpaceX would make the same mistake.
Nope, they're not a government-run agency. They will not. They will not be run by the lowest bidder. Well, maybe, but
Yeah.
anyways.
All right. This just in: zombies. Yeah.
Brains.
Brains. Or grab your zombie bullets. Do some cardio. Zombies are in Maine. Several days after the government denied the existence of zombies, the city of Bangor took the zombie apocalypse craze to a whole new level. Officials began preparing for the undead by running a day-long pandemic exercise Thursday that was really a lesson in city response. Or was it? The Bangor Daily News reported. But there were zombies. Seriously. About 100 emergency responders from 8 Maine counties tried responding to a weird scenario. Zombies originated in Jamaica and started biting people. The outbreak reached Maine. If you were one of the unlucky ones bit during the exercise, you got a sticker put on your name tag labeling them as you as infected. Hardcore.
Nice.
A
Very
sticker.
nice.
A sticker.
So
Okay.
you'd
I got
either
it, all I got was this fucking sticker.
well,
Pretty much.
I guess it's kind of
Okay.
better than craving brains.
True.
Well,
I guess it all depends on if you're hungry.
I mean, you could still get the anti-zombie vaccine. You know, it does what you're thinking, or what you're not thinking, which is that it's completely useless
Mm-hmm.
and just a tease. You become a zombie, hunting for that elusive creme de la creme of desserts, brains. Anyways,
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna segue it over to you guys for your apocalypse minute.
Nice segue. Nice.
Yeah.
You need like a shotgun loading sound or something.
Wait.
There we go.
How's that? All right. Now that
Oh.
we're locked and loaded, this is the Apocalypse
Next
Minute
week I'll
with
do it with
Sean
the
and
handgun,
Blaine.
so we both get to do it.
Sorry, say again?
Next week I'll bust out the handgun and we can both do it.
Cool. All right. So, Sean, what are we talking about this week?
This week is first response. If something happens that makes you have to leave your town or neighborhood, what you should do and how to get out of it.
All righty.
Well, not how to get out of your neighborhood, but the steps you take before you leave your house, basically.
All right. Our post yeah, just a plan within the first 15 minutes.
Boy, I had a word and then it was gone. Post
Say again?
event. Post
Oh, there
event.
you go. Post event. But anyways, in my opinion, the first thing you need to grab is your bug out bag. And I believe every house should have at least one bug out bag.
Go ahead and I'll let you explain it. You got a little better than I do.
Okay, well, a bug out bag is essentially the first thing you grab in any survival or escape situation in which you need to leave rapidly. Now, contained in a bug out bag are several essential supplies. Among these are a couple changes of clothes, some sort of camp making materials, fire starting materials, things of that nature, but also are included 3 days of rations. We're talking MRE type rations here. At least 3 days of water or water purification supplies, and at least one firearm, if not more.
Firearms iffy. While I agree you should have one ready to go, depending on how the local law enforcement and government are still active, that's going to be an issue. Especially, it depends on your state. If you're in a state that's cooler than California, which is damn near all of them, you can probably.
Well, again, this is the Apocalypse Minute here, Sean. We're assuming an apocalyptic event. In that case, every man for himself. That includes the emergency responders.
And that's very true. Maybe not a gun, but a weapon of some sort.
Fair enough. A big, hefty survival knife or something like that would definitely do the trick. Hatchet, an axe, 4-foot broadsword, something.
Yeah, exactly.
I still do firmly believe in at least having a throwaway gun in your bug out bag.
True. Yeah, you've got a point.
Simply because you don't know when you're going to be back to society if it's a survival situation where you have to leave all major cities.
Absolutely.
And you don't know, basically in that situation where there is no law, then the guy with the biggest gun makes the law.
Very true. That is absolutely a true point.
But what would you say is our second step, Sean?
Second step: have a meeting place for you and anyone you're taking with you.
Absolutely. And that was some dead air.
Sorry, I thought you might go on from that.
Oh,
More.
no. What was the last? You kind of cut out there for a minute,
Oh,
Sean.
I'm
What
sorry.
was the last thing you said?
Obviously, it would mean place for who. That's another point. Before this ever happens, guys, know who your group is if you're going to work with a group.
Oh, absolutely. You need to know who your team is, whether it be your immediate family, people living with you or close by, a zombie buddy or what have you.
Yeah,
You-
anybody, you're better off working as a team, especially like Blaine said. If local government is down and it's every man for himself, bigger gun and bigger group always win.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It never, ever hurts to have backup in just about damn near every situation. It's kind of a I'd rather have it, not need it, than need it and not have it
Yeah,
situation.
absolutely.
But
Next step, obviously, get to your place of meeting.
that's another thing we need to talk about is having some sort of staging point for you and your survival group.
Parks are good. Everyone knows where local parks are. Even if someone says they don't, God damn it, I bet they do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Stay away from shopping centers, malls, because everyone's going to go to those.
Everyone's going to hit those first for supplies. Absolutely. Also stay away from major thoroughfares, freeways, major streets in your area. Here in Redlands, it'd be, stay away from Cajon or Orange Street or downtown. Stay away from the freeways.
That way.
Yeah. Because everyone's going to be. Go ahead.
Oh, well, no, I was actually going to shift to the next step or next piece of advice. Finish your thought first, dude.
I was just going to say everybody's going to be heading through those areas because of the large throughput possible.
Yeah.
Oh, also, we got a comment that if a nuke hits, those will be the most radioactive areas, and they will be full of ghouls.
Right. Very, very true. Another thing, a piece of advice, isn't really a step, but keep yourself calm.
Oh, big time. Absolutely.
I'm not saying be happy-go-lucky, but don't be an asshole to people you meet. You're not going to need the trouble it's going to cause. They don't need the trouble it's going to cause. It's just going to start a whole bunch of shit, and people are going to get hurt.
Absolutely. You're all out just trying to survive, trying to get through this situation, and it's better just to pass like two ships in the night.
Exactly.
What's our next after we get out of the city or we get to our major meeting point? Then I'm assuming it's get to our bunker or our place that we're going to stay for.
That's a whole nother episode in and of itself.
Absolutely, I completely agree.
While you're at your meeting point, check everyone's gear. See what people have, what might have doubles of that people can share.
Agreed. And don't throw away doubles of anything you've got, because the more you have, the better.
Unless
anything.
It's strictly a weight problem. Don't keep it.
Absolutely. If some guy's packing 5 iPods, throw them bitches out.
Yeah. Sorry, the iPod thing made me laugh, and I kept laughing at it for a second.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
Actually, here's the fun thing. I think you should have stuff like that.
Oh, no. I agree. You should have some sort of entertainment or something to keep you sane.
A lot of people in the world are going to want to clutch onto the old world. They'll trade stuff for things like that.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, this is very damn true. Okay, let's not go crazy and grab like 5 stereo systems then.
Well, yeah. No. But I mean, obviously you should keep an eye out on what you're doing.
Yeah, agreed. Don't overweigh yourself or your party with unnecessary items.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
Also, check everyone's gear just to make sure nothing's was damaged in the escape or. Say again.
I was making fun of your damaged.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, correct though. And make sure all this stuff's good. If it doesn't work, ditch it unless you think you can trade it for something later on down the road. But
Absolutely.
That's give or take.
If you've got a tent with a hole in it, unless you have duct tape, just toss it.
Yeah.
There's no point.
Absolutely. Well, I wouldn't say toss. You might be able to fix that tent somewhere down the road pretty recently.
It's possible.
Depends on hole size.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking like a 3-foot pair.
That's
and let's be honest, folks. If you're living in the high desert, you don't need to bring a rubber dinghy.
Yeah, what the don't bring boats. Don't bring If you have no kids, don't bring toys.
You know, even if you have kids, don't bring the fucking toys.
Well, kids, dude. Like, you might want to have something to distract them with. But
rocks and sticks. That's all I played with when I was a kid. Come on, man.
It is.
Teach them to play poker. I don't know, something.
Yeah, true.
You know, you don't need little Johnny's 52-piece Power Ranger set.
Oh, that's a gnarly ass toy in my brain. I'm thinking of now. The ultimate Megazord.
Oh, good God! I bring it up as a joke, and Sean thinks it's just badass.
Oh, like you wouldn't buy it.
No, I'm sorry. Power Rangers was after my my time there.
That's right. Just a little. Yeah, I forget you're old sometimes.
Yeah, you know it happens. Young bastard.
You forget a lot of things.
Yeah, sometimes I walk into a room and forget why I went in there, and the only thing I can think is Alzheimer's.
When you walk into a room and forget what you're in there for, that's when your Sims player canceled your action.
Oh, good call. Yeah. Good call.
All right, I think we're probably about done here. We've captured everything we can capture in a quick show, and we can step onto the bigger subjects as we go.
Absolutely. Next show, we will go more into detail, possibly about where to seek shelter.
No, bug out bag. That's first step, man. So we'll go about bug out bag.
Bug out bag. Absolutely. And bringing us back in should be Nova.
You know, I never forget that you're old, Blaine.
That's
saying,
good.
You know.
That's good.
Anyway, we're about to be joined by our surprise guest. You might remember him from our first live show, Timothy Bowen. He's going to... Actually, he's going to put us, me and Sean, in the hot seat for our stories tonight.
Oh,
outstanding.
Oh, God, indeed.
God had nothing to do.
We're waiting for him to connect.
Hello. Welcome back, Tim.
Hi, Tim. Welcome to Beer and Cigarettes Radio again. You might want to turn down the radio in the background.
Tim,
yeah, we don't need to hear our podcast that soon.
All right, that's fine. That sounds good. That's good.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think we need to hear ourselves.
Yeah, I certainly don't want to hear my own damn voice.
We're pretty egotistical, but, you know, we can dial it back a notch.
Wait, turn it up again. Nah, I'm kidding.
Shut up, David.
There really was a Megazord that made up of 18 different Megazords once.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm so glad we have guests on our show that just take wild fantasies and say, hey, that was real.
It was.
I'd take Voltron over the Megazords any day. I'm sorry.
Damn straight. Not the remakes either.
No, hell no.
Fuck the remakes.
I've never seen them, and I'm not going to, because that would just ruin my childhood memories. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well, my brother's a huge fan of Voltron, and he likes watching all the cartoons and stuff when they come on, the new ones and stuff. And my wife likes to poke fun at him and point at the screen and say, "It's Power Rangers."
Oh my
he gets
God.
so angry.
Oh, good God.
Oh my God.
Pretty hilarious.
That is not Power Rangers.
Oh, God.
Oh,
like,
crap.
look, it's... And she maintains that Power Rangers came first.
No, they didn't.
What the fuck?
David, your wife is just something else.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, damn. I'm trying to find that Megazord. You think I'm joking. I gotta find this thing.
Well,
There it is.
I think we can get started in a minute. Blaine's actually going to duck out for the night. He's got things to do, places to see, and convenience stores to rob.
Blaine
Holy
doesn't have shit to do. Just uncool.
Don't forget about beers to drink and cigarettes to smoke, since I seem to be the only one who is doing either.
Really? Really, you are? Seeing as I'm doing it too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot. Sorry.
Your pilot just needs to run when it just needs to not run when it is.
Come on.
Apparently, it's only 12 Zords. But still, that's ridiculous.
Oh, only 12.
That's still only 12 damn swords, alright?
That's ridiculous, dude.
Oh, good God.
The epicness of our childhood.
Well,
Remember all the
gentlemen,
Ninja
as
Turtles
you
action
reminisce
figures
about
we used to
your
have?
epic childhood toys, I am going to duck out and sign off.
Go ahead and run away. That's cool.
And I will talk to you next week, gentlemen.
You can't. Never mind.
What?
I was gonna say something about how talking at people doesn't really make a whole lot of sense grammatically.
Yes, it does, because I don't care what you answer.
Because most of them don't care what you have to say.
Yeah, I talk at people often.
Yeah. I love talking at people. Fuck them. I'm only interested in
I
myself.
think that's called lecturing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
Either way.
We'll go with that for now. Lecturing.
All right, gentlemen, I will see you in a week.
Yeah, go be old somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm going to go get on my wheelchair and rock the fuck out.
Blaine, don't forget to take your Centrum Silver.
Oh, yeah, totally. Damn, I knew I forgot something. And Sean,
Oh my God.
Sean, don't forget your Viagra.
Wait, that's still for you. What? We're trying to pass that shit off on me.
Well, he's too poor to afford the Viagra, so you have to buy it for him.
You're telling the man who's more poor than I am. And I know that if I was anywhere within his arm's reach, Sean would have punched me.
Well, Sean still has a funding source somewhere, of
True.
which we won't disclose.
What? Wait, what'd you say, asshole?
I'm saying you have a funding source somewhere that we're not going to disclose here on this show. It may or may not be illegal.
It may or may not.
Hey, Sean, did the
believe they have
fishnets and
dimensions
heels
for
work out for you?
What'd you say?
I can't believe they have dimensions for these Zords and shit.
He's still on the swords.
I don't know, man. I'm still.
I'm looking at this Wikipedia Tim sent me.
Okay, I've had enough of the swords.
We digress, though. We're getting way off topic. I'm actually gonna post this on our Facebook so people can see it and go and have their own what the fuck moment themselves.
12 different Zords. Yeah.
That's pretty brutal.
Blizzard Force Megazord. Fuck the what?
Fuck the what?
Oh, it's just a knockoff toy line.
It's a knockoff.
Look,
You got us all excited. I even
posted.
posted that on the Facebook, man.
Aw, Tim, you fucking failure.
What? What? What?
Paleo
No,
Max
the
Megazord.
Blizzard one is fake. The 12 one is
okay, all right.
You're
the
forgiven.
Blizzard one is a recolor, but the one I sent you is real. That's actually real. It's
Oh yeah,
ridiculous.
RPM was like Power Rangers Fallout.
Yeah,
What?
it was, and it was terrible.
What?
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the Japanese version did it better, but the cartoon animals as Megazords was
When they added
terrible.
them on Netflix, I decided to try out every series, and I got like an episode into each of them, but the original, which I watched the hell out of.
I don't know. I can get through all the way up to Power Rangers in space, but after that, it's just dead to me. And
Anyway.
there's the Ninja series, which is okay, and then there's the Dino Thunder, which brought back Tommy, which was okay-ish. Only because Tommy was in it. And he basically pulled the Power Rangers through 6 seasons.
I
Wow.
want to record that
What?
Tommy. Have you seen Tommy nowadays?
No.
Dude
No,
is fucking scary. He's an
He
MMA
is.
fighter and looks like he could break anybody in half with one hand.
Nice.
So is
Like-
Austin St. John.
Like, my
he's the
God.
only Power
Tommy-
Ranger who
Tommy
his
actually
name
gets
is,
a
play
badass.
the Red
Little
Ranger.
kid hero badass to real life badass.
He's the only Power Ranger who really could kick Rita Repulsa's ass.
Yeah, it was Tommy. Yeah, exactly. I'm with you.
The guy who played Jason's an MMA fighter too. They
That's
both
true.
are. They're kind of
Billy,
like rivals.
I think Billy owns a Taekwondo dojang in
Really?
Illinois or something. Yeah, he teaches Taekwondo.
I live kind of close to Illinois. We should go down there, mob up in the place, and
Seriously?
I don't know. I should look it up.
say,
We gotta confirm
"Hey, I
that.
thought
don't
you
know.
were. I thought you
Although
were
I'm not
like a
gonna lie,
serial killer,
he
man."
doesn't have fond memories of being a Power Ranger, apparently.
Who does?
The Blue Ranger.
Yeah,
You have
there's
fond
a-
memories of it?
He hated.
There's a lot of speculation that one of the reasons he quit the show was because he's gay. He's openly gay.
Oh yeah.
Was that all the other action stuff would always constantly call him faggot and tease him and shit.
Oh, that's kind of
Fucking
messed up.
dude.
I heard that he just
Yeah,
hated
holy
what's his face, Jason Frank, who played Tommy. Anyways, enough Power Rangers. We can segue
Yeah.
into the next topic, which is
How do you
Ghost
segue
Road.
from Power Rangers?
I really don't know. You know, it's kind of an awkward transition right there because now you guys are all geeking out.
What's the next topic then?
We're talking about our.
Let's do Power Rangers for 2 hours. Fuck it.
No, I mean I'm pretty much done with that conversation.
Trust me, so am I. I'm joking.
All right, guys, just go clean yourself off for a second. All right. Well, how about some history on Ghost Road? I mean, actual history, Sean. Do you remember the stuff that...
You do all the research, so I'll let you handle the history. You're far more into the actual history of it.
Well, I think you did some digging as well.
No, we just went down there and was like weird. It was pretty much all you, bro.
Well, Santa Rosa Mine was this mining area, all spread throughout the... here I'm pointing at a map that you guys can't see. all throughout the hills up next to Santa Rosa Mine Road. And a lot of the mines are abandoned. Some of them are flooded out, and they used to be quartz mines and stuff. And I believe there are a couple deaths and stuff at the mines themselves. But since then, the area is completely shut down. There aren't any active mines in the around the road. And the road itself is actually a hotspot for death, accidents, murders, and we even suspected that there was some connection to the Asian mafia taking people out there to, interrogate or, bury.
Really?
I mean, yeah, it's a pretty violent place, and you just get...
It really is. Like, it just gives off.
I've
that
experienced
vibe.
places like that were really active spiritually, like whole towns almost. Like I would walk around this place where I live that's really active called Independence. Am I coming through okay?
Yeah, you're coming through fine.
Yes, I'm great.
There's a little bit of an echo, but that's probably because you have to use speakers right now.
Yeah, I can try and turn that down a little more, but I won't be able to hear you.
Yeah, I think that's fine for now. We'll take what we can get.
It's not bugging me, so I don't worry. And you can barely hear it.
All right, go on, Tim.
But when I would go walking at night, like I couldn't even go. I could go like 3 or 4 blocks without encountering something. But every now and then, I would find something that tried to, attack me.
Really?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Go on. I want to hear about this.
Well, it was mostly because the area was really just like this Ghost Road you're talking about. It was really there's a lot of crime and meth in the area, and so there was a lot of killing and violence because of that.
And unrest.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's because of the mark that just sort of acts like large violent acts leave a mark on the land. I think.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
Absolutely.
And it takes a long time for that energy to dissipate, I feel.
And people killing on that area just reinfuse it with more and more power.
Yeah, I agree. There was this team of paranormal investigations that went up to Transylvania, and they investigated that area, and it's largely untouched. So, long story short, like most of those areas are still heavily haunted, and the people are still extremely superstitious.
Yeah, that makes sense. The problem in America, though, it seems like we've lost all sorts of context for that sort of thing, and we don't have some of it because of, well, the genocide we committed when we founded our nation. You know,
Yeah.
and expanded it and expanded it and expanded it.
Well, most countries and empires are founded on genocide, unfortunately.
Yeah, which leaves dark
Just
marks all over the land.
Countries are founded on theft, rape, and murder. Let's be honest here, all right?
I mean, when the Spaniards invaded, or not invaded, but discovered Mexico and the Aztecs and whatnot, look what happened to them.
Well, some of the Aztecs and the Incans got and the Mayans got bred into the Spaniards, mostly because they
That's
killed
true.
everyone but the women,
But
mostly.
that comes back to our point about rape
yeah.
as well. But anyway, we digress. We call Santa Rosa Mine Ghost Road because the area is so heavy with activity. And I believe Sean came up with the idea of going out and doing some investigations because he's been there himself, and we had been drinking that night, as a lot of our brilliant ideas come from, including this show.
Boy. Yeah, this show, that's why it's called Beer and Cigarettes.
I was completely sober. I just decided to look for trouble anywhere. It's bad.
Well, I mean, these days we're more about finding knowledge and investigating things. But the first trip that we took out there, and this area is located in Paris, California. You can find the exact location if you want to do your own investigations. We implore you to do so, but do be careful. In my blog at beerandcigarettesradio.com/WordPress, you can find Ghost Road Adventures number 1 and 2. And somewhere in there, we have the exact location where we had the investigations taking place. So you can check those out and visit the location for yourself. Write back to us with your comments, obviously. The first night, there was very little activity, as I recall. We brought, I think that was partly due to bringing Paul with us, and he was a massive debunker on the subject. He didn't believe in anything paranormal. So he was very negative about the whole idea going out there in the first place. But I believe Sean came up with the idea to stick our hands out of the car while we were approaching Ghost Road, and
Right.
Max and I
That sounds fantastic.
Max and I kind of just looked at each other like, what? And you reassured us to do it, and we rolled down the windows and stuck our arms out the car like we were about to do frickin' hand signals to alert people what we were going to do or something, to give you guys a mental image. And we noticed, keep in mind, this was a summer night. It was a warm night leading up to this area. And when we stuck our arms outside the car, it was cold, like extremely cold. Not
Weird.
freezing, but cold. Colder than it should have been.
Oh,
I guess.
yeah, absolutely.
I guess cold would be the point that I'm trying to make. And it stayed that way, not really anything more notable than that until we got to the actual light leading to Santa Rosa Mine Road. We made a left, went down the road. Then things started to get a little stranger that first night. We took a couple bends, and Max and I noticed that the air was fluctuating very quickly from warm to extreme cold as we went up and down the road. Not only that, but we felt these wisps of air, a little bigger or smaller than the average finger, waving over our arms, even that first night. So that was weird. And Sean, you wanna explain what those were?
Well, the best way to explain it was it literally felt like something was trying to grab your arm as you went by.
Or brush
felt
over
like
it?
hands. Like, imagine
Given
taking
the
your
amount
hand
of
and
deaths in
taking
the
your
area, that would make sense.
arm really-
Sean, you there?
And you'd feel, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You cut out for a bit though.
Oh, sorry. I think my Skype's being retarded. This time of night, my internet gets really weird lately, so that could be the issue. It would feel like somebody was grabbing your arm and letting go. If you were to grab your arm lightly and just gently pull your hand away, let your fingers trail. That's what it would feel like.
Yeah, I agree. And well, to close out that first night, nothing really eventful happened besides that, as far as I recall. We pulled off. We hung out near a boulder in the middle of nowhere. Paul passed around the beers, which I'm pretty sure Sean didn't partake in.
Say it again?
I'm pretty sure you didn't take any beer that night. I think he had like Negro Modelo or something. He was passing it around.
I probably was.
Nah, you said that because of your past experiences on the road, you weren't going to do that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I thought you meant drinking before we went out there.
No, on the road.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
Which, one beer wasn't going to hurt us, so I think Max and I grabbed some from Paul and partook. But when we headed home that night, we were kind of disappointed that, the mood, we kind of, let's be honest, you go out to do an investigation, you want to be kind of scared. It's just like going to a horror movie or something, or like Paranormal Activity or something. You want to jump a little bit. I mean, as much as it's to seek knowledge and learn more about your worldview, you want to be scared. So we, as much as we love Paul, we resigned to not bringing him out next time and doing the investigation, just the three of us, and we returned. I think the very next night. Wouldn't you agree?
Wasn't it? I believe it was the next night. Yeah.
Yeah, and was it that night? I seem to recall we started hearing the footsteps. But before we get into the footsteps, I want to talk about how the ghost hands escalated. Like, as we continued going to the road, we felt more and more of those ghost hands, and they increased in intensity. But first, Max started feeling pinpricks on his forearm. And at first he thought we really thought nothing of it, but as time went on, I started feeling them too. And at one point, Sean, you reported that something grabbed your arm really tightly.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember that quite well. It's same thing. It was the hand thing, but just it latched on for a split second, just hard.
Did it hurt?
Can I go back for a second and ask something?
Go ahead.
You said earlier that you thought that it was a good idea to go to the place feeling apprehensive or scared.
Well,
Dave did.
Dave did. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that seems like a logical assumption to one degree, but I've always found that a clear head and having meditated and centered myself to be easier.
Obviously, yeah, but even if you've meditated and you've got a clear head, it's still, you're plunging into the unknown. So there's a little bit of fear in that, and a little bit of fear is healthy.
Yeah, if you're completely devoid of fear, you're going to jump into something you really can't handle.
We'll get into that later.
Even after meditation, I just knew that I was prepared.
I think careful respect might be a better term.
Yeah,
I'd agree.
That would better be the way to put it. But yeah, so the hand that didn't hurt, it caught me very off guard. That's pretty much it for the hand thing.
Yeah.
David.
Oh man. All right. So.
I was trying to say, where'd he go?
We first started.
Are you taking a shit or something?
No, I'm trying to recall when exactly we first started hearing those footsteps. I think you started seeing some sort of shape, some animalistic kind of shape in the hills.
It was out beyond the trees that were down there we hung out with. I think it was probably our fourth or fifth time going there. It was a pretty
slow processing.
Yeah. I'd say fourth or fifth time we were going there. We would there's a bunch of trees that were there that constantly sway, whether there's wind or not. They're always moving. Never fails. But you would hear footsteps out in front of in the dead leaves out in the distance. Now, at first, we all went, "Oh, that's kind of creepy," but it's probably rats. The issue was we would go to other areas and we'd hear the footsteps right in front of us.
Whoa!
As if walking to us.
Did you try and pinpoint the source of the footsteps?
We tried, believe me.
We tried. I asked David. We could point right where they were coming from, but there was nothing there.
One might try and investigate. I always like to try and investigate the source of them. Well, I didn't when I was younger. I used to just run out and find whatever I could, and then use key to beat it down into submission or whatever. And and that turned out well sometimes.
Get in your
and other
place,
times
ghost.
I got my ass kicked. Take this, ghost! I was very into Dragon Ball Z and Yu Yu Hakusho, so I thought I could do that, and sometimes it worked.
Well,
sometimes
it does go to show that your intent really does have a big effect on your environment, and you hold sway in this realm. So I wouldn't doubt it.
We're both spiritual and physical beings. So yeah,
wield that spirit like a hammer. Anyway, we digress.
We digress a lot, so I think we're used to it by now.
Yeah, I think so. But
Yeah.
I like to think of it as more of a Buster sword.
Okay.
Now we've fallen into the goddamn pit.
The footsteps started, and at first we didn't think much of them. I remember we were just like, "What's that?" And Sean was kind of freaked out about it at first, but
Well, no, at first we all thought they were rats. Then we noticed they seemed to be coming towards us. That was the time where I kind of went, "Hey, those are coming after us."
The thing that I remember the most is that as time went on, it sounded like crunching almost when it sounded like it was coming over the grass, and they sounded like they were creeping toward us, like not just walking around randomly like an animal might do, but creeping like it was stalking us,
Mm-hmm.
And that was unsettling to say the most about that.
Well,
But-
I mean, if they're sorry.
Sorry. Go on.
Well, if there's as many deaths as have been there are spirits that in various mythologies that are said to reside in areas where tragedy and death have occurred, and to feed off of the spirits of the people that are drawn to those places to mourn or simple curiosity. I need to look those up. Hold on.
I'd agree. Well, I mean, not only that, but as we continue to go, I mean, the footsteps multiplied. They went from one to seemingly two different sets to an uncountable number. At one point, they were surrounding us. And I do mean surrounding. And there were even, from my perspective, there were different pitches in the footsteps that seemed to pop, almost like a footstep on concrete. So that was really interesting to me.
Mm.
Do you recall something similar, Sean?
So I remember, I kind of do. I remember footsteps in the road behind us. We were walking down the road.
I remember feeling surrounded.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We were walking around like, I think that was the night we were out with Chris.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's just, you could feel things around us.
After that night, he would not go out with us. He was spooked thoroughly. And I recall that most people got that reaction if they experienced heavy activity with us. So, yeah.
It takes a strong will to continue to delve into that sort of thing without losing your nerve.
Yeah, and
I
think that's
fine line between brave and crazy.
Yeah,
well, I like
think
to
I'm
think
a
of us
little
as brave. We got 5 minutes until the break, so Sean, before you started coming with us to Ghost Road, did you hear the same kind of footsteps when you were out investigating with other people?
What? I can say this: we never heard footsteps. All the times I went there with Karen and Claire, we never heard footsteps.
So those experiences were primarily visual.
Yeah, visual and more of feels. The things we would feel.
Interesting. Well, I want to talk about the companion spirit that you seem to have.
Oh, the one whose name I've forgotten. I feel like a complete terrible
Angela.
person, cat. Oh, you amazing bastard, you. Oh, it's been so long I've been out there. I haven't thought of it, but yeah. Oh, that was amazing. Angela was when we first started going out there. Me, my then girlfriend at the time, Karen, our friend Claire, and our couple friends, John and Leanna. We go by the trees. Like me and Dave have been talking. That's how I knew I would take David and Max to the trees. And several times I saw a girl hanging in the tree, hanging by her neck as if she'd been hung there. Now, obviously, I don't think she died there because those trees wouldn't support human weight at that time. One second here. But as we started walking around more and more, and I was with David, I never felt her on me, David, when I was with them. But as I got on with you, and got there with you, I would start feeling like a pressure on my chest, like something had their arms wrapped around me from behind. And I would always get that exact same feeling that it was the girl I saw in the tree. And I never saw her in the tree again after that either. And eventually I sat out there, tried to, open my mind to her, and I said I got her name, Angela, and that's all I see. I think she's about, mid-20s.
Yeah, you seem to think that she was in like early 20s, mid 20s.
Yeah, around
that kind
our
of
age.
range.
Yeah,
Well, at the time, our age.
yeah. Now we're obviously a couple years older.
Now
Yeah,
we're old.
it was. And said even my last time there, I always felt we'd get to like the 2 turns before the trees, and I'd feel it instantly on me. Every time, never failed.
I recall you describing the first time that you saw her in the tree, and that she was hanging from a noose of some sort and looked almost demonic.
No, that's something different. That was
Really?
something else I saw hanging in the tree. There was 2 things. I saw the stretched body. I hate to say it because I kind of hate how popular this meme is now, and this meme didn't exist back then. But it sort of looked like the meme Slender Man. Tim, I assume you know what that is?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Just that body style of very elongated arms and legs.
Yeah, I seem to recall you talking about that. And I recall Karen talking about some sort of shadowy figure up on a hill that had like this twisted proportion to him of some sort.
Yeah. I didn't see that, but I lost track of sense. Sorry, I didn't see that, but I know Lily
I'm still
and
here.
I think John saw it.
Maybe eventually we can get one of them on to corroborate that.
Oh, I doubt it.
Well, never say
Throwing
never
that out
say
there
never.
now, that's
You
probably not a tree we should bark up.
know? Yeah. Well.
I don't really mean to be angry or insulting towards any religion or something, but I do kind of dislike sometimes the prevalency of all the Christian sites I come up with when I type in anything to look for spirits or things like that. It's really annoying.
Yeah, I think there should be a little more balance when you're talking about this subject, but that's not going to be happening for a long time.
Well, not
people.
to mention, imagine how much lore we've lost about these things. I mean, we probably knew a lot more about them before technology became prevalent.
I mean, just the amount of knowledge and stories that Native Americans have about not only spirits but also star people. Pretty interesting stuff that you don't really.
Thank you
hear
for
about
mentioning Native
nowadays.
Americans. That put me on another another search. That'll help me out.
All right. Well, we got about a minute until we go on the break into hour 2. Any closing thoughts on this particular tangent that we can pick up right after the break?
Not offhand.
I don't know. I've got spirit guardians myself, or a spirit guardian, and I've been trying to teach a lot of people how to do that as well. at least the method that I learned to contact him, because I just think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys when we come back from break. For your listening pleasure over the break, we're going to be playing Set Sails tonight. Track is called Tension. See you when we get back.